Hello there guys, I'm a dude playing Devil May Cry 4 Special Edition. This is mission 5 of my Nero and Dante Must Die difficulty guide. This mission's okay, there's nothing special about it. I do get to show off how you fight Mephisto. I'm going to show you a couple of different strategies. The first one is the break the cloak strategy, as I so fondly dub it. And it's simply where you use charge shot level 3 and use the grab to break their cloak. And it's as simple as that. That's the entire strategy. You break the cloak and then you beat them down. The next strategy you can use, which isn't usually practical for Dante Must Die, because you're usually getting gang raped by a bunch of them. There's a particular attack they do. I'm going to wait for it. Come on. There we go. Okay, so what you want to do for this one is you want to swing in and mess up entirely. Okay, so you want to swing in, go in, and then you can just hit them, and your attacks will just do full damage. And there you go. And that's the other easy way of beating them. I don't recommend that way. The other way is better because you don't have to stand around doing nothing. But in the same light, it still works, and it's still another way of doing it if you happen to get the chance to or something. I don't know. It's just our way of doing it that's impractical. I'm skipping this fight because there's no point doing it. Like, if I've shown you how to fight White Knights, they're not too hard, shouldn't be a problem. So, for this one, I want to kind of talk about some things that I disagree with in the game, and they're things that I either disagree with fundamentally or from a personal perspective. Fundamentally, and this is one that I know a lot of people are going to complain about, why couldn't you play as Dante in Nero's missions and vice versa? Like, why is that not a thing? But it's just not for some reason. So I'm going to use the other strategy here. No, I'm not. Okay. I was going to use the one where you just beat them down, but this strategy is just better because it just means that they're not a problem for you anymore. Like, they're not going to attack you, and they become pacified. I was just going to use it because it's quicker, but there you go. Apparently it's not if they don't do it. But there's that. There's just a few things that I just disagree with, like some of the boss fights and some of the cutscenes. Like, I would have loved to see more Nero and Dante interaction. I would have loved to see a bit more cutscenes for Virgil in particular. Like, I want to see Virgil talking shit to the bosses. Like, that'd be great. He's always had like something to say. Okay, so when they're forced to do this, wait, is he actually doing it? Nope. Okay. Man, I don't understand Forced. They're so inconsistent. But I would have just loved to see more. But again, like, we know that Capcom is just a cash grab. So every time they glow is when they're about to move and they stop tracking you. And you can do a much better job of dodging them than I just did. And there we go. It's not hard to dodge, honestly. Man, can I just break your thing already? Okay, there we go, we got him. Sorry, I needed to focus there because the dodge timing isn't particularly hard, but I wanted to just make sure I didn't lose too much health for no good reason. But yeah, I'd just love to see more effort from Capcom in this one, which kind of brings me on to Devil May Cry 5, which a lot of people think may very well be announced. There have been leaks. Whether or not they are reliable is a different matter, and I'm not going to comment in that regard. I'm not going to comment any sort of beliefs. All I'm going to say in regards to Devil May Cry 5 is that I hope they put in the effort that it needs. Because Capcom is kind of infamous for releasing half a game and then adding more to it at a later date. Anyway, let's get back to the video. So for this fight, I recommend you focus the Frost. And that's just because Mephisto are not particularly scary. They don't attack you very often, and when they do, they don't hurt so bad. So I recommend abusing your camera and just keeping Mephisto off it so you can focus down the Frost, because they are just a scarier enemy in my opinion. And I have no idea why I wasn't grabbing that guy. Man, I swear it's just me. Like, I'm just cursed. Like, I have just weird things happen all the time. A strategy you most certainly can use is to get rid of their cloaks on the Mephisto, and then you can focus the Forced. I didn't realize I had 3 charges of that. I'm actually going to kill this guy quick because he's devil triggered. But this is just target prioritization. That's all it is. And it's a very important skill to learn. How is that? Oh, wait. He's... I hate how they can do that. Like, he's just stuck in the wall and I can't get to him. Why is that a thing? See, he was in devil trigger there. I thought that would stun him and it didn't. Oh, is he in the wall again, man? Come on. So I hope they give Devil May Cry 5 the respect it deserves, if it's a real thing. I'm incredible at this game. I'm so good. Like, I get hit by things when I know they're coming. If that's not the mark of a good player, I don't know what is. But if we're going to be talking about design, I kind of want to talk about enemy design at the same time too. And I also want to talk about how much I suck at this game. Fuck's sake. Getting hit by everything. Enemy design in this game is pretty good, I would say. I'm not a fan of Mephisto, and the two worst enemies in the game, by far, are Forced and Chimera-infected skeletons. And that's just because... Faults, sorry, not Forced, Faults. Faults because they just have no good being in the game. Like, they are just frustrating, they limit your freedom, they take away from what makes Devil May Cry, and I don't like that. Like, for obvious reasons, I don't like that. And Chimera-infected scarecrows and assaults are just frustrating as well because they limit your freedom. You can't go hyper-aggressive. And I like the idea of forcing you on the defensive a little bit, which is fine. You know, you've got to pick your moment to attack, but, like, the way it should be done is you shouldn't be punished for picking your moment. Like, you shouldn't have to back out early. Like, there should be a consistent way to tell, hey, he's about to attack, and therefore this is my time to back out. Like in Devil May Cry 3, they had these shield guys that would sort of get in a stance and they would charge at you with the shield. And you had to go defensive until they did that. There were a couple of other ways, but this was like the best and most efficient way. Without risking yourself, and you would have to jump over and hit them from behind then, and you got your window then. There was a clear, key, consistent point at which you knew to attack. Anyway, that's me ranting a little bit there. No S again, and that's just because no orbs, no stylish points. I skipped a couple of fights. Could have probably done a bit better on the stylish front anyway, but there you go. Anyway, that's a short mission. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope to see you in the next video. Cheers, guys.